Hello, I'm Right Alicia.
And I'm Left Alicia.
And this
Fandango
is Fandango
Indie Movie Guide.
Almost. Hello everyone, I have 3 great movies to tell you about today. Let's start with Christine. Ooh, Stephen King? No, but just as haunting.
Maybe you can get us some footage of the chickens having sex so people can see how the eggs are really made. That's a joke.
What is this? What are you doing?
I've just been thinking a lot about your idea of sensationalizing the news.
Christine tells the true story of the final few days of Christine Chubbuck. She's the journalist who killed herself live on air during a news broadcast in 1974. You see her starting out pretty optimistic and then slowly becoming more and more disillusioned as she realizes that the network is going for more sensationalized, gruesome stuff than her in-depth local reports. If it bleeds, it leads. Correct, other Alicia. This is one of those movies where you know where it's going to end, so the whole film is unsettling and tense as you go towards that inevitable conclusion.
These people are ruining me.
These people.
Why won't anyone just listen to me?
I'm gonna slap a big awards watch over this one for Rebecca Hall, because even though it's a small film and it might not be able to compete when it comes to Oscar campaigning with some of the other bigger films, I think she definitely deserves an Oscar nomination for completely inhabiting this role.
A television first.
And now, onto something light. Not really, but this is my pick of the week, Tower.
There's a guy on top of the tower, and he's shooting at people.
We didn't know who was being killed.
As you can tell from that clip, Tower is a documentary unlike any other. It tells the true story of the first mass school shooting in Austin, Texas. And because this was one of the first, no one knew what was going on. There was so much confusion. But as with all tragic situations, unlikely heroes emerged and everyday people found strength within themselves. Sounds quite inspiring. It is, Alicia. You are correct.
There are 2 different kinds of shots. Apparently, police are returning the fire now.
My mission was to get into the tower.
The way Keith Maitland weaves in archival footage with animation of what happens plus interviews makes this an absorbing and fascinating film experience. See this in cinemas while you can.
I just remember looking up at the sky. It was so blue. And just thinking, I guess this is it.
Those both look great, but what's out on home entertainment this weekend? Excellent question, and it's a goodie.
What we created here may be unique in all of human existence.
All the way to the top.
We created a paradise.
Captain Fantastic is a film you probably would have heard of if you follow me on Twitter, because I've been going on about this film since January. I saw it at Sundance and again at Cannes. A film so nice, she watched it twice. You could say that. By the way, this is what happens when Fandango says I can do anything I want with my show. She's great. I love her. Viggo Mortensen stars as a father who is raising his kids outside of society in the woods. They're highly intelligent, they're very skilled, but he realizes when he has to take them back into the modern world that they don't know how to cope with everyday society or talk to other teenagers.
Right now, this is your first real test. Remember your training.
They have hot dogs.
What's cola?
Poison water.
The reason why I love this movie so much is that it really makes you think, and it doesn't preach to you. You know, it shows both sides of this, living in society, living out of society, and the pros and cons within it. It's also energetic, funny, and very, very touching.
Even if they make it through whatever it is you're doing to them, they're going to be totally unprepared for the real world.
And I happen to think the opposite is true.
It's child abuse.
That almost hit me.
If I wanted to hit you, I would have hit you.
So to recap, and let's try and do this one together and really test out my editing skills. In theaters, Christine, haunting, incredible performance by Rebecca Hall. Tower, a powerful, moving documentary. And at home, Captain Fantastic. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, it'll make you think. That's it for this episode of Fandango Indie Movie Guide. Let me know below which movies you like, what you've seen lately, and don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Alicia Malone.
And I'm also Alicia Malone.